All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to grab a bio, grab a frosty beverage, and all that good stuff. So I am back. Let me get the cam back up and stuff. Here we go. Ugly guy in campus. I've just recently snuck into the Oval Office. Um, all right. So we're going to continue. We're a couple minutes early, so I think all the guys might be ready to go. So how about you guys? Are you guys all back, ready to go?
Yep. I'm ready.
All
I'm
right,
here.
cool.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to grab a bio and a drink and stuff like that. So
No problem.
Yeah, at least you can easily grab a drink.
yeah. So to get back, because I was kind of doing the dance before we went to break. So, all right. So Kadojo, you and Wolf, as you guys are looking through the horses, you notice that the saddlebags are basically bare. It looks like they've been emptied out. However, you do find a nice empty leather map case.
A map case.
Yes. And to get back to everyone, looking around and everything else, you've noticed that. Actually, I want everybody to go ahead and give me a survival check. So a D20 plus whatever your survival skill is.
Hey Dave, can you take the turn order off? Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was working on actually when you said that.
Damn, he's surviving like a boss.
Oh, I'm not gonna die first though.
I'm not gonna die first. All right, so Crag, you notice that as you're looking around, along to go with the other information that you guys basically knew that this is pretty much just an area where these goblins like to set up traps. You also notice that as you're scouring around, Kadojo, you also notice this as well. You seem to find like a trail that looks like a couple of bodies have been drugged, basically. Where you kind of notice that the all of the grass and all of the whatever else, the fauna and the flora and everything else is kind of laid down in a certain way that kind of goes back into the brush as well. But it definitely looks like there was a couple bodies being hauled away. But it's like I was saying, Kadojo. You notice that this is definitely Gundren's horse and Sildar, and also with you, Crag, seeing that Gundren is your cousin, you definitely know that this is his horse. And you guys scour around the bushes on both sides of the embankments on the highway, well on the trail. You don't find any of them. You don't find any more goblins. You don't find Gundren, and you do not find Sildar either.
Okay.
I think we need to find them, guys.
After we finish delivering this cart, this is what we were paid for. He obviously values this much.
I'm sure he values his life a lot more than cargo.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. As you guys were making the travel, as you guys were, sitting on the wagon. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. I mean, you guys were kind of fumbling through this stuff as well, and there's a ton of mining supplies, a ton of food, lots of rations. There's also like a dozen sacks of flour, several casks of salted pork, a couple kegs of strong ale, dwarven ale, lots of shovels, picks, crowbars, actually about a dozen of each of those. Many lanterns with oil. There's a larger barrel of oil. So you think all of this stuff is probably worth at least 100 gold. So Grundon, he looks like he's putting together some kind of, looks like a mining excavation, actually. Just from what you guys were kind of fumbling through the supplies and whatnot.
As his cousin Woody told me about this.
Nope. He does not tell you anything about this.
Okay.
Well, I suggested a group that we carry on, finish this delivery, and then come back and try to save them.
How
Because we
far
just
are we
can't.
from Phelan?
You're probably just you're several miles away. You're probably about another couple hours away from the town, from Phandelver. Probably a couple hours. But yeah, you have that, and also as you guys are following the bodies, the trail that the bodies made. Actually, the bodies looked like they were staged there for a little while. There was also some twine there, so it looks like maybe they were bound and gagged, maybe. And then the trail goes off to the northeast. And this is what everybody, I mean, this is not just, like a perception roll or anything. I mean, this is actually what you guys are all finding together as a team, because you're all looking together. So, you find that, the corpses were kind of bound and gagged, and then the trail goes off further to the northeast. And you literally find a trail. And then it kind of starts, sloping up into the hills, the foothills around. And you can see where the trail kind of goes up quite a while. Looks like at least a couple miles. But it's a foot trail. It's not it's not going to be a trail where you can take the wagon, basically.
Right. Instead of leaving the wagon right there, I think that we should go ahead and deliver it. Go ahead and while we're in town, get those people that need to be healed of their wounds and everything. Go ahead and do that. I mean, it looks like that they've been captured for at least a day. If they were going to kill them, they would have already done so. So we can always come back and then follow the trail up there once we are, like I say, we're healed of our wounds, and maybe pick up any other supplies that we might need.
Yeah, and Ed's definitely right on that. It looks like they've got at least a day's head start on you guys. And, Grundren, he did leave a couple days early, so I mean, it possibly even could be more than that. So.
Well,
So I chime out and I say, yeah, but what if they're gonna sacrifice him tonight? And then I just reach in my pocket and I get a roll and I start eating it.
Perfect time to eat a roll. I love it.
I'm with
I'm all
everyone
perched
else.
up on the top of the cart too, so I'm just kind of swinging my feet. Just my intent is to just kind of egg them on a little bit.
I'm kind of with everyone else too, on delivering the cart to town.
Well, we don't want to just leave it setting because we're not going to be able to take it, and there's nobody else here to guard it. So by the time we come back, it may be gone.
That's
Cool
a
story.
chance you got to take as well.
Who's gonna move those horses?
Well, you can, you'll be able to, take a couple minutes, take the horses off of the wagon. They could help you pull those horses off to the side to where you could actually get you'll be able to get the cart through. The wagon, I'm sorry.
We could do that or chop them up.
I mean, that wouldn't take you more than probably 10, 15 minutes to do something like that.
Is there anything on either one of those horses, like a crest or a metal, like a brass bridle, or anything that I see that's of value?
Or shiny.
Nothing of value. It looks like everything has been stripped. Even the like the brass buckles off of the saddlebag itself. You're kind of wondering why they didn't take the saddlebags too. So, but that's probably because they just didn't want them. Yeah, they're just stupid goblins or whatever else was out here.
Are the horses long dead, or can they be used for meat?
No, they've been sitting out in the hot sun for about a day, and like I was saying, they're smelling pretty ripe about now. There are lots of flies around, and a couple vultures. Actually, as you guys come up, a couple vultures kind of fly up into the air. So looks like they've been being picked on as well.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna sit on top of the cart and guard it while y'all move the horses.
Love it.
Dave, at this point, I cast Mage Hand, grab him by the ear, Sort of slowly pull him towards the horses.
Well, Mage Hand only does 5
Please let
pounds.
me ride on one
I
of them.
think Mage Hand is what, 5 pounds or so.
Well, he's a halfling. He weighs about that, right?
No, I said I grab Dave. I said I grab him by the ear.
Yeah, that's what
grab
I'm
him by
saying.
the
You
ear.
can kind of pull him a little bit before the Mage Hand dissipates. So
I say, all right, I'll help. So I scurry down the cart, run across the front wooden pieces of it, and jump on one of the horses. And say, all right, y'all hook him up, and I'll pull him. I'll guide him over there and pull the other horse.
Munchkin player, thank you for the follow, sir. Munchkin player, welcome to the community.
While they're doing that, I guess I'll be taking like a short rest, and I'm going to try to regain some of my hit points back since I'm bloodied.
Congratulations to Sindrain for winning the lottery as well at 80 points. Congrats. And
I'll just connect the horses up.
all right, so about 10 minutes go by. You guys get the horses out of the way. You get them up enough from the on the embankment that you can actually progress and move towards the town of Phandelver.
I see him over there trying to meditate and heal, so I climb off the horse once they're hooked up together, and I walk over to him and I hand him half of my roll.
Oh, the horse?
No, he's over there trying to heal himself up. He said he's bloody. I'm gonna give him
Edward is.
I'm gonna give him
I
half.
just
the half of my
regained
roll I
two
didn't
hit
need.
points.
So I guess you guys are gonna press on, make the other several hour journey to Phandelver, right? Correct?
Yeah, as much as I don't want to leave my cousin behind, they're right. There is a chance that we are many days behind.
You will be 5 minutes too late, and your cousin will perish in the hands of the black dragon and the beholder.
So I just kind of look at him. I says, "Isn't it gonna suck if you realize that you missed it by like an hour?"
So you
Then
guys
I
get the horses
glare at the entire
attached
party.
back up to the wagon, and you guys start make your journey. There is no other events or encounters on the way to Phandelver, and you start to see the small town. You see some plumes of smoke coming up through the forest, and the rutted track emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandelver. The town consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings, as you can see, some built on old fieldstone foundations. More old ruins, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy and briars surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of the cart track, which widens into a muddy main street I guess you could say it's a muddy main street of sorts, as it climbs towards a ruined manor house on a hillside at the east side of the town. As you approach, you start to see children playing on the town green and townsfolk tending to chores and running errands in shops. Many people look up to you as you approach, but then return to their meaningful task and business as you go by. Many of them are kind of giving you the nod and stuff like that. So you guys make it into Phandelver. I'm going to go ahead and give you the map of Phandelver right now. Whoa, our second map of the night. So as you can see, this is Phandelver. You guys were needing to go to the provisioner's store. So you guys make it to Barthen's Provisions. And as you can see, Barthen's Provisions is sort of in the middle top of the map. And there's quite a few things in Phandelver as well. And you guys came in from the Miner's Trail, so you guys wound up, and you had directions. You had a map of the town anyway. Grundrin had provided you with that, so you're able to make your way right to Barthen's Provisions. And it looks like you see couple other smaller trading companies, but Barthen's by far is definitely the largest of the shops here in Phandelver. Just from first impressions as you're kind of winding your way through the town, you can see there's the manor on the eastern side of the hill. You see several smaller farmlands as you're kind of, coming into the town. So there you go. This is the map of Phandelver, and you guys are at Barthen's Provisions.
I
I
think we
walk
should
up to
drop
the
these
counter.
supplies off and get back out there to try and find my cousin.
I walk up to the counter and I reach up and I ring the bell and I ask him if he buys horse meat.
So a lean and balding human male comes out from behind the curtain, behind the counter, and he introduces himself as Elmar Barthen. And what can he do for you? He goes, "What can I do for you this fine day?"
I put my hands
Good
on the
day.
counter and I kind of lean up on my tippy toes and I ask him, "Do you buy horse meat?"
No, we don't buy horse meat. Why are you selling horses, sir?
I know where two prime horses are that are ripe for the picking.
Dave, at this point, I take my hand, make it into a fist, and bop him on the top of the head so that way he sinks back
Mage
down.
Fist, Mage hand just slap him in the face 5 times.
I'm going to walk up to the counter and, hello, good sir. We are from Gundar, or
Another winter.
Gundren, and we have brought supplies in.
Ah,
We have the wagon. Also, it seems like that Grundren is missing. We found his horse, him and his traveling companion, and we need to.
by
go
the
ahead and-
beard of Zeus! Grundren is missing?
Yes,
That
it
is
seems like
what
he
we
might have
just
been
said.
ambushed by goblins.
Oh no. That is definitely bad news. And thank you. My name is Omar. He does introduce himself, and he, yells for his two other shopkeep helpers to come over and help you get the wagon. He calls them Ander and Thistle, so he calls Ander and Thistle over. He tells the two stock clerks to go outside, check all the contents on the wagon, and they're out there for a couple minutes as you guys are introducing yourselves. And he hands over a small sack of 10 gold to each of you. And Ander and Thistle come back into the Barthen's Provisions. They tell Barthen that Commodore Barthen, that all of the goods are on the wagon, and then he tells them to take it around back to the stable portion of his establishment, and you guys get your 10 gold apiece.
Okay, Dave, as soon as I get the 10 gold apiece, I say to the rest of the group, you finish your business here, I have somewhere I must go, and just then immediately walk out the door. Leave.
Grundren is a great friend of mine. I've known Grundren for many of years, and it saddens me to know that he is missing. And please, my friends, please find Gundren.
When I see him leave, I kind of softly and quickly start to follow him as stealthily as I can.
The what?
The mage.
Okay. You're gonna follow the mage. So, he asks you if there's anything that you need. He says, he'll give you a good deal on any kind of provisions that you would need for your travels, and he basically tells you to please find Grundren. He's a great friend of mine, and it's good to know that he is moving his mining operation to the Phandelver area because of the caves that he has discovered. So it's definitely good news, but it's also bad news on the other hand that now he's missing. So we have to
My
get Gundren.
cousin. I mean,
I'm
come
going
on.
to describe the area.
Oh,
in
you're
which-
his cousin.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'm
who
gonna
might
just-
you be? I'm sorry, Ed. 1 second. Dwarf? Who might you be? Are you Jackal?
No.
Are you his
I
cousin,
am
brother
Brad.
Jackal? Oh, you're like third cousin Crag. He mentioned you before. Did you ever get those warts taken off of your... wait, never mind. We can talk about that later.
I don't even want to know.
Wait. You said that that's his brother?
He has a couple brothers, yes. He has a couple brothers. Mm-hmm.
Well, they'd be my cousins too, aren't they? What,
Yeah.
Why isn't he mentioned on here?
They're mentioned. The brothers are mentioned on your character sheet, and they most
The
certainly
ones
are.
that I have are Gundren, Thandrin, and Nundra. All with the last name of Rock Seeker.
One second. Hold on. Let me open up the sheet again. Hold on. You guys are killing me. I thought you guys read these things.
I think I should double check this just in case.